Let us solve the exercise number 6 in the part B of DBMS lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to write a PL/SQL program to display the employee pay bill, and we are supposed to use the cursor and a for loop. Also, we are supposed to create a procedure that will receive the basic pay and will compute DA, HRA, gross pay and net pay. The basic pay is stored in a base table that also contains the columns such as the employee number, employee name and basic pay. At the end, we are supposed to create a pay bill which is of this format. So let's start by creating the table first. So we are supposed to create a table that contains the following fields. So I'm going to just make a copy of it. I will go to my Notepad++. In the Notepad++, you go to the language, and in the language select S, and under S you will get SQL. And then we are supposed to create a table. So I'm going to say create and a table. Let me call it as employee, so that will be easier. So I'm going to create a table called as employee, and this table, not the flower bracket, okay, and this table will contain following fields: employee number, employee name and basic pay. I'll make it as a single word, basic pay. Let's look at the employee number. According to the sample that they have provided here, you will notice that the employee number is actually a number with 5 digits, and the employee name has a few characters inside it. So I'm going to follow them. So the employee number that you create over here is going to be a number with 5 characters, 5 decimal digit. And if at all you are interested in, make it as primary key. This is not asked in the examination or in the question. So if you want, you create it as a primary key. And then I'm going to create the name, which definitely is the varchar. So this is varchar. And let me say 15, that's enough, because I'm not going to type a very large number over here. Basic, let me take it as a number, and let me take it as 10, 2. Okay, so that's it. I've created a table here. Once I create a table, let me describe the table. So I'm going to say describe my employee table. Okay, and then I'm going to insert the values into it. So I'm going to say insert into the employee table, employee table, the values. So let's input the values. Remember, the values has to be inputted in this order. If you don't use the field names, you're supposed to put it in the same one. So the number that they have given is 10011. So I'm going to say 10011, followed by the name. I think they have given the name Raj and Rani. So let's look at that, Raj. And the salary, I'm going to put the salary as there is a condition, even though I have not shown you the condition here. The condition is one value is less than 2000, one value is more than 4000, in between one value. So I'm going to take it value, it is not 2000, this is 20,000. So I'm going to take the value as 10,000, first value as 10,000. So this is 1000, this is 10,000. Second value, I'm going to take the middlemost. You can take 2000 or something else. So this will be 12, and according to them they have given the name as Rani here. So I'm going to follow their name only. So Raj, Rani, and this let's say this is 30,000, and let me paste one more, and this is let me make it as 13, and Raja Rani, and let me say monthly. Okay, so this is 40,000. So the monthly is actually getting more than that. So here I think let me make it as 50,000 for monthly. So let me make it as 50. So this is 50,000. What I've done is I've gone through the question, so I know what has to be done in the question. So first value must be less than 20,000. Next value I gave it as greater than 40,000. In between I selected one value. Why not more than that is because they have specified here insert 3 records. So I'm going to stick on with their values, insert 3 records, and if everything goes fine, I'm going to just use select star from my employees table. So this is what I'm going to do. I will copy all these things, Control C to copy it, and I'm going to go to my Oracle. I'm going to just log into my Oracle, and I will go to SQL Workshop and SQL commands, and I'm going to just paste this command. I'll select this create statement first. So select this create statement first, and I'm going to just run this one. So table is created for me, and in the examination, once you create the table, remember show the description of the table. So that is required. Show the description. Whenever your examiner asks you show the table, first show the description of the table and then its content. So I'm going to insert one record. I'm going to insert the second record, and I'm going to insert the third record. So third records are inserted, and then I'm going to show the field here. Most of the student, what you do is you just show this value, that is select star. You are supposed to show even the description. First show the description, show that this is your table, and then you show the select statement saying that you have filled the table with the values. So don't just show the table value, also show the description, because they are interested, external examiners are interested in the description of the table, how you have done that table. Okay, that being done, let's go to the next part. And what else we are supposed to do? We are supposed to create, after that they said you create a procedure. So let's create a procedure. So I'm going to go here, and let me slightly get it up. So let me create a procedure. I'm going to say create or replace. So create or replace procedure. So create or replace procedure. You give any name. I'm going to give this is because salary calculation. Let me give the salary calculation. Okay, and this is your going to be your procedure. So E is this is your procedure, and you write begin. This is your general structure, and you write end. That's the procedure. Now procedure will take some things. What are the things that it's going to take? So according to them, it's going to take a basic DA, HRA, PF, and gross, and so on and so forth. So up to this net pay it's going to take, out of which it's going to receive the basic pay as the input parameter, and DA, HRA, and all these things are the output parameter. So use out, they have specified there, use out, because all of them are output parameters. So I'm going to just paste it here, and then I'm going to make the changes. So first one is basic. Basic is the input parameter. I will not write basic pay, just basic is enough, because we don't want to write too many things over here. So this is input parameter, it is number. Okay, this is one part. Then they say that compute DA. So DA is the output parameter, okay, and it is also a number. Okay, done. The remaining all are same, so I'm going to just use the Control C. HRA is the output parameter, and it is a number. Tax is output parameter, and it is a number. PF is a output parameter, it is a number. I will not use gross pay here. Two words, you know very well. You put use a single word, not two words. Gross is a output parameter, and it is a number. Put a comma here, and the last one is the net. Net is let me put it here. Net is also a output parameter, and it is a number. So I'm going to use the word wrap here. So in your edit, I think you have this word wrap. There must be, or edit or view. Do you have the word wrap? Okay, under view you have this word wrap facility, which will wrap it into the two words. Remember, I have not pressed enter. I've actually done here is I've used the word wrap. This is single line. Whole thing is single line. If you want, I'll just remove this one, word wrap, and show that this whole thing is a single line. Just to visualize it on a single screen, I'm going to go for the word wrap. Okay, so write it in a single word. This whole thing has to be in a single line. Write it in a single line. Okay, so that's being done. Let's do the procedure. So we are supposed to do the procedure. What is the procedure? Let's look at the procedure one after the other. So we are supposed to do some things with the basic pay. So if the basic pay is less than 20,000, so let's start with the if statement. If my basic, remember I've taken the parameter basic here. So this is the basic. That will be my input parameter. If this is less than or equal to 20,000, this is 200, 2,000, 20,000. This is what they have said. If it is less than 20,000, so then what you are supposed to do? Then what is that I am supposed to do? Then I am supposed to calculate the DA. DA is 35% of basic. So how do I do that? DA. Remember, DA is here, so just click and select it. It will highlight here. That means this spelling is matching. If it is not matching, this will not be highlighted. So DA is 35%. I think. How do you write this? 35%, 0.35, 35% of basic. So basic is here. Remember, basic is this basic. If you select it, it's going to show you where the basic is appearing. And then what did they say is HRA is 8%. So let's go with the HRA is equal to 8%. How do you say? It is not 0.8. 0.8 means it is 80%. 0.08 means it is 8%. So 8% of basic. This is done. This one part is done. This is what they have said. If basic is less than 20,000, 35% basic and 8% of 8% HRA. Then remember, if it is not less than 20,000, naturally it must be greater than 20,000. So this condition is obvious one. So if the value, if the basic pay is not less than 20,000, if it is not less than 20,000, obviously it must be greater than 20,000, is it not? So this condition is obvious. Okay, if it is not equal to or less than 20,000, it must be greater than. What is the upper limit? Upper limit is for 30,000. So I will not write the first part because it is obvious one. If it is not less than 20,000, it must be greater than 20,000. So the next limit is for 30,000. So I'm going to just fix the next limit here. So what is the next limit? So I'm going to say else if, okay, else if, I will not waste my time in doing it because I know how to use copy paste. So if it is less than 30,000, this is what is their limit. If it is less than 30,000, remember, if it is not less than 20,000, it must be greater than 20,000. So the first condition is not required. The upper limit is 30,000. So I'm going to just take the upper limit itself. And you have this 38% and 9%. For DA, 38% or HRA, 9%. So I'm going to just fix it. This is 38% and HRA is 9%. So this is what they said, 38% and 9%. Next limit, so it is not less than 20,000. It is not less than 30,000. It must be greater than 30,000 obviously. So the first condition I'm not going to take. The upper limit is 40,000 here. So I'm going to use again, you know very well, copy paste is very crucial during the examination time because it's going to save your time. So if it is less than 40,000, I'm going to just fix the upper limit. So it is not less than 20,000. It is not less than 30,000. It obviously it must be greater than 30,000, and it must be, now the condition is it must be less than 40,000. What are the limit? One is 40, another one is 10%. So one is 40. So this is 40. The next one is 10%. How do you write 10? It is 10 is written like this. 0 has no meaning. So I'm going to just point to 0.01. That's a 10%. The last condition what you have here is if it is not less than 4,000, it must be obviously greater than 4,000. It's obvious one. So I will not even test for that. So that's not really required. I'm going to just use the else word. Why did I use the else word? Is it is obvious one. It is not less than 20,000. It is not less than 30,000. It is not less than 40,000. Obviously, it must be greater than 40,000. So it is obvious one. What you have here is 45% and 10%. So let me make the copy paste. So this is going to be a copy paste. This is 45%. And next is 10%, so 45%. The other one is as usual, it is proper. Let me use the end if here to close that if statement. That part is being done. Let's look at what else they have asked. What else they have asked is calculate the gross. So let's calculate the gross. Remember, where is the gross? Gross is one of the parameter. You notice this gross is one of the output parameter. So we are supposed to calculate this gross here. So we are going to say gross is equal to, and those who are not familiar, you have to use assignment operation is colon equal to. So if you are familiar with the Pascal, one programming language, olden days it was there, Pascal programming language, it used to follow that syntax. Okay, now things have changed. So gross is what is the gross? By the way, what is the gross? Gross is basic plus DA plus HRA according to them. So basic, okay, plus DA plus HRA. Gross is calculated, done. Let's go to the next one, and we have PF. PF is 12% of gross. So let's calculate this PF. PF is equal to 12%, 0.12, 12% of gross, they have said, of GROSS. Okay, 12% of gross. This is what they have said. PF is 12% of gross or 2000, whichever is minimum. Remember, you calculate this PF 12% of gross. Suppose if the value, let's assume that if the value comes as 1500, then that is okay. Suppose while calculating the PF, if you get the value as 2500, okay, after calculation you calculate gross is some 10,000 something, you calculate to 12%, 1 lakh, not 10,000, 1 lakh or something, or 2 lakhs or something, you after maybe 2.5 lakhs, then definitely 12% will be more than 2,500. Okay, so if the value is more than 2,000, they say cut off at 2,000. That means you are not going to give more than 2,000. So when you calculate this, if you get after calculation, if you get the value as, let's say, 2,500, if you get the answer as 2,000, then cut it off for 2,000. So maximum limit is 2,000. So that is what they are saying. So at maximum you are going to give them 2,000 as PF, not more than that. If you, while calculating, suppose if you get the value as 750, then it is your bad luck. So this 750 itself will be retained. So if you get less than 2,000, whatever calculation you get, you will, whatever value you get, that will be retained. So when you calculate this gross, if you get 5,000, that is more than 2,000, then this 5,000 will be cut off and brought it back to 2,000. So a maximum limit is 2,000. Above this 2,000, you are not supposed to give the value. So that is what they are saying. So this is what is the meaning. So here, if you notice, it is either 12% of gross or 2,000, whichever is minimum. So you are going to, they are going to provide you with the minimum value. So I'm going to just use if this PF, just now what I have calculated, is greater than or equal to, is greater than 2,000, equal to is not required. then, so that is what they have said. Okay, if it is greater than 2000, then you will go for the cutoff. What is the cutoff? Cutoff is 2000. So that's simple as that. Okay, and I'm going to use the end if here to close that thing. So that is the meaning. When you calculate it, when you calculate the PF, if the PF value goes beyond 2000, so if it goes beyond 2000, cut it off for 2000. There is an equal sign here. So cut it off for 2000. So you are just going to reduce it back to 2000. That is what they have said. Let's look at the next part. Next part, see, there is one confusing thing. They have used PT here. PT means professional tax, and that is the tax. So here there is nothing called PT. PT is same as tax. PT is professional tax. That is tax itself. So to take it as for granted as a tax. So we are going to calculate the tax. So here also they have mentioned PT, but on the top they have given it as tax. So don't get confused. It is tax itself. So let's look at the tax. Tax is 100 rupees if the gross is 25,000, up to 25,000. Otherwise it is 200. So let's go and let's do that thing. So I'm going to go with the next part. So if the gross that I have calculated, so if it is less than or equal to 25,000, this is 2,500, this is 25,000, then the tax, remember, even though they have said PT here, professional tax here, we don't have that variable. The variable that I am using here is where is this? Tax. So I'm going to use this variable tax. So that tax is equal to 100. Okay. Else the tax will be 200. This is what they have said, and definitely I have to use the end if to close that if statement. So that's end if. Okay, that's what they have said. If it is 100 rupees up to 25,000, about 25,000 it is 200 rupees. Finally we are supposed to calculate the net. So we have the variable net here. If you look at here, the net, which is the output parameter. So net, I'm going to calculate net. Let me calculate net. Net is equal to, what is that they have said? This is gross minus PF minus PT. Remember, PT is not there. We are using tax. Instead of that PT word, we are using tax there. So it is gross minus, inside bracket, provident fund minus tax. Okay, don't get confused. We are using the word tax because in the top they have said tax, then they change it to professional tax. So when at the same, it's just a tax. Okay, whether it's a professional or whether it is non-professional, you're going to pay it back to the government. So that's it. So you have created that part. So let me run this one. I'll see whether there is anything. So this is what they have said. You do this. That's the end. And then after that they said that write a PL/SQL program. Okay, so let's first do this part. I'm going to just delete this one and then paste it over here, and let's see whether I get an error. Don't get irritated if you get an error. It's normal to get an error. Okay, it is not a crime. You may not get it in one shot. If you get it, well and good. If you like, this procedure is created, if you get, well and good. If you don't get it, don't get irritated. Everybody on earth will get this problem. Whenever they write PL/SQL statement, you will have to struggle a bit to make it work. So don't during the examination, don't get panic. You will be able to solve this problem. Even with some struggle has to be there. Whenever you write, whether I write it, whether you write it or somebody else write it, they will make some or other syntax mistake and they will get a error message. So it is a common thing to get an error message. So don't get panic. Let's go to the next part. And what did they say is write a PL/SQL program to display all these details. All these details. We need all these details now. So let's start with the PL/SQL statement. I'm going to just write it over here itself. So declare. We start with the declare statement. and we declare some variable in PLSQL, and we have this begin story and we have this end story. This is the story of PLSQL. So we are supposed to declare variables here. Now out of this variable, one of them will come, that is the basic pay will come from the table. So you have just created this table. This table is there. In that table, basic pay is there, employee name is there, employee number is there. These things are already there. Okay, they are input parameters. We have to take care of this output parameters. All these are output parameters. DA, HRA, tax, PF, gross, net, all of them are output parameters. Just to reduce the typing, I think without that also I can do it, but just to reduce the typing, I'm going to just copy them here. This is not the way you are going to write it, okay, but I'm going to use this. Okay, out is not there. I don't make a copy of it. I will tell you where to make the copy. Don't start simply typing that out. This word is not there, so I'm going to remove them because I just copied it, and I will just make it appear properly, and then I'm going to explain it to you what I have done. Now this I have to remove this out. Okay, delete this out from all of them. Out is not there, so here you don't say in and out parameter. All of them happens to be the parameter. So this is all of them. So just let me. Okay, all of them are the parameters, and remember you need to create them here because they are marked as output parameter here. You notice DA is output parameter, HRA is output parameter, and so on and so forth. You have to create them because they are going to be the output parameter. Apart from that, what else they have said? They said that you are supposed to create, according to them, you are supposed to create a cursor. So let's create a cursor. So how do you create a cursor? Cursor is created with the keyword CORSOR, cursor. Okay, what are you going to say? I'm going to call it as employee, EMP. This cursor is, what is it? We are going to select all the fields from that table. So you have this beautiful table over here. Let me show you that table with a lot of data. Let me just paste it here. We are going to select all of them. So we are going to select all of them. At a time, we are going to process one record. We will take one record and we will generate the pay slip for one employee. Second time, we are going to take the second time we are going to select this one and we are going to show it. So this is what they are doing it. One record at a time. They are going to show the employee details. So employee number 1, his full salary details. Employee number 2, his full salary details, and so on. So one employee, first employee, you are going to show the pay slip. Second employee, you are going to show the pay slip, and so on. So at a time, one. So what is the statement that we are going to use? We are going to use this same statement, select star from the employees. That is what is our cursor. So let's go to the cursor over here. This my cursor is same, select star from employees, but if I use this star, I may not be able to use the variable name. So I'm going to describe the variable names. First one is employee number. That's the first one. EMP number. I think I can copy paste it from here. So can I copy paste? So I'm used to this. See, this is a disease. Now, if you start employee number, if you think that it is a disease, I'm just joking. Why I'm doing it is I don't want the spelling mistake to happen. Okay, even though it is irritating for you, I don't want to make, if I just remove this P, then I will get some other error. So I don't want that thing to happen. Employee name, and last one happens to be basic pay. I don't want any spelling mistake to be, so I want to be 100% sure that I'm not making the spelling mistake. So that is what is it. If at all you want it, you can just copy this thing, select start from employees, go back to your Oracle and just run it and see whether you get the same result. Okay, so this is this particular cursor is working. let me put a semicolon, and we are done with it. Okay, and what's the next thing that they said is let's go back to here. Okay, slightly here, and what is they said? They use a for loop. Okay, so we will use a for loop. What is that? They said they use a for loop. We will use the for loop. So I'm going to say for. Okay, I will take, generally you say I, but I will take E for employee. Okay, for each employee in the cursor. What is the name of the cursor? EMP. Okay, sorry, we will not put a semicolon. I'm not supposed to put a semicolon. So for every employee in this cursor, so this cursor has a lot of records. Every record is denoted as E. So if I put E dot employee number, E dot employee name, E dot basic. So employee number for the first record, E dot employee number is this, E dot employee name is this, E dot basic pay is going to be this. Okay, so hope you get that thing. So every record is represented as this. So when the for loop starts, it's going to point here. For the next iteration, you will take this record and you will process it. For the next time, you will take this record and you will process it. So one record at a time, you're going to take it and then you're going to process it. So let's start with the for, and you know very well how do you write you write loop, and finally you write end loop. Okay, that's it. In between you are supposed to do that thing. What's the first thing? You need to calculate the salary. So we have the procedure. What's the name of the procedure? Salary. So here you see this, I created create or replace salary. So that's the name. Salary is the name of my procedure. What are the parameters? It takes the input parameter as basic, and then DA, HRA, gross, and all these things it's going to take it. So let's provide them one after the other. First one is basic. Where do I get this basic? Basic is this basic pay. It is here. This is from the basic pay is from your record. So this is the first record. From here you are going to pick up this basic. So how do you pick it? This is E dot basic pay. Remember. So that is how you are supposed to get it, because it is one employee, it is E. So I'm going to say E dot basic, okay, pay. I'm going to use that basic pay. Done. Next one. What is the next one? Next, look at here. Next DA, HR. I'm going to just copy this. I'm used to this, sorry. Okay, copy this whole thing, and I'm going to just paste it. Okay, in the same order, and I will remove this. I just want to DA. I'm just passing, I'm calling it now, so I'm not declaring it. Next part is HRA, next part is tax, and next part is provident fund, next part is net, and then that's the end of it. So you just call this procedure, you are calling the procedure now. So you are supplying these values, you are supplying this as the input parameter, and you expect the procedure to calculate all these values and return them back to you. So all these values, DA will be stored here, the net will be stored here, the gross will be stored here, whatever that is return value, PF will be stored here, and tax will be stored here. So all values that are returned by the procedure will be stored in these variables, and I'm going to use them in producing the pay slip. So I have done that part. What's the next thing? Next they said that produce this pay slip. Let's look at this pay slip. I'm going to just make it slightly larger. This is too much, I suppose, so that you can see. Okay, pay slip contains a slightly smaller. Oh, slightly smaller means it went to 0. Okay, so this is great. Let me slightly increase it. Okay, slight means it goes like this. Okay, I hope you'll be able to see it on your screen. Okay, let's look at that. I'm going to select this, and then it's going to come here. Okay, so first thing is you see a double lined double line, and this is equal sign and payslip. So let's write this one. How do you output this? DBMS, okay, underscore output, okay, DBMS dot output. Then you have this put underscore line, okay. So put underscore line. So I have written it properly. DBMS underscore output and put line. So that is it. Generally you are doing it. And what is that you are going to put? In a single quote you are going to put equal sign, some equal sign, and then you say pay slip, pay not slap, pay slip, slip please, okay, done. So this is not, what is that I am typing, okay. So this is pay slip. Can you see that pay slip? I think, oh, they have typed everything in capitals. So let me retype it. I took a lot of time to type that thing. Pay slip, okay. One more P was there, okay. Pay slip. So pay slip is there. So you did that thing. Pay slip story is over. Next thing, I'm going to just copy this. Typing it is going to take a horribly long time, okay. What is the next thing? Next thing you are supposed to type with this one, employee number and the number, employee name and the name. So let's start with the first part. I'm going to say employee number, NUM was there. Let me just verify, just employee number, NO was there, employee number, then a colon. So employee number, and I'm going to use the pipe symbol for concatenation. Where is employee number? E dot, remember employee number is here in my cursor, and every record of the cursor is E, and E dot number. So that is it. E dot is required because I am referring to one record. So for every record, for every iteration is now E dot something. Okay, so you remember that. E dot name, get done. Then some pipe symbol concatenated, and I think there is a tab separation here. How do you get the tab? See, the easiest way to get the tab is you have this character CHR, and character 9 is the tab. Okay, character 9 happens to be tab, and then I'm going to use this pipe symbol concatenated. And what else I am supposed to do is employee name, EMP name. Okay, so just write that EMP name, done. EMP name, okay. Remember, it has come to the next line because I have word wrapped it. Don't press enter. Let me show it here. If I don't put the word wrap, it's going to go to the next same line. I am in the same line, okay. Let me put pipe symbol, and where is the employee name? E dot, remember, E dot employee name. This is the name, E dot employee name. Again, if you notice, I copy pasted it. Now you may say that, so you're addicted to copy pasting. No, I don't want the spelling mistake to happen at this stage, okay. So this is one line. Remember, I word wrapped it. That is why it is coming in the two lines. I'm not pressing enter here. I word wrapped it. If I remove this word wrap, it is in one line. It is straightforward. It's one line. Okay. So one line is over. Control C and Control V. Paste it. In the second line, what you have? Basic pay and professional tax. Basic pay. So let's start with the basic pay. So basic pay, that's the next one. How do you get this basic pay? Basic pay is again taken from this one select statement. So it is E dot basic pay, okay. E dot basic pay, and this side, this tab separation is there. So you have empty place here, that will be taken care by the tab separation is there. Then you have the provident fund, P dot F. This part is P dot F dot, I think P dot F dot, they have put Okay, p dot f dot, and this is the provident fund. Where is the provident fund? Remember, provident fund is not part of the cursor. Remember, when you have this when e is part of the cursor, all this were part of the cursor. Now this provident fund, all these things what you see over here, they are not part of the cursor, so you can straight away use them as variable. So you are going to just say pf here. pf, what is this pf? Where did I get this pf? Pf is a variable. We can just word wrap it. Where is my word wrap? So where did I get this pf? Pf is taken from here, this variable. I have declared this variable and I'm using that variable straight away here. Okay, so that is the pf. This is inside quote. Hope you know that it is a string, it is just a constant that I'm typing. Okay, let me remove this word wrap and just copy this, Control C and Control V. Okay, third line, let's look at what is there in this third line. Third line you have DA is over DA. Third line you have DA. Third line you have DA. DA is there in the third line. And where is that DA? DA is already declared here, so it is not E dot DA, it is directly DA. Remember, when you are using a variable from the cursor, if you are using it from the cursor, then use E. Okay, otherwise E is not required. So DA, and in front of DA what you have? In front of DA you have professional tax P dot T dot. Okay, so this in front of here, where is this? In front of here you have a P dot T dot, P dot T dot, and what is this? PF is not there, so you have this PF, it's there. Okay, did I use the PF? What is professional tax? It is professional tax, so it is not PF, it is tax, TAX. Where is this tax? Again, tax is a variable that is declared here, straight away you can use it, so that's a tax. Okay, that part being done, let's go to the next part. I'm going to just press enter, and the next part I'm going to use is this HRA, H dot R dot A. So let me put this H dot R dot A. Okay, HRA, and where is this HRA? HRA is a variable that is declared over here, so I'm going to say HRA. That's done. In front of HRA, what you have? In front of HRA you don't have anything. In front of HRA there is nothing is there, so this whole thing is not really required. Up to here HRA is just blank. HRA part is done. Let's look at the last part. Let me just make a copy of it and then paste it over here. Okay, so what I have here is last one is the gross and net. So let's do that thing. So gross, they have typed, I'm going to type it, but they have typed GROSS, gross. And where is this gross? Gross is this variable GROSS. That's done. And the next variable happens to be net pay. So let's look at this net pay. So I'm going to say NET-PAY. And what is the variable name? Variable name is NET. So I'm going to use the NET. Okay. That being done, the last thing that you notice is there is also one double lined thing is there. So I'm going to just copy this, Control C, and I'm going to just paste it here, Control V, and I'm going to remove this thing over here and remove this thing over here, and I'm going to just put up to here. If it is required, let's put a few here. Not this one, a few here and a few on the other side. Okay, I think that's enough. Now I'm going to just make it appear properly, so I'm going to use spaces here. So this will appear like this, this will appear like this. I'm just adding additional space here so that it will appear like this. So it will also appear like this. Come to the other side of the earth, and you have this employee name. I think they have they put, okay, this colon was there, so employee name, I'm going to put this colon, and professional tax. Remember, I'm going to just make them inline, So let me make them in line there. Okay, so just I'm just arranging them. So this is not, I'm just arranging them. Remember, if you put the space here, this is not going to come. If you put space here, it's not going to come. However, if you put space here, it's going to come. Remember, it's part of the string. Can you see the string there? If you put the space inside the string, it's going to come. Okay. However, if you put the space outside this, if you put here after the string, if you put, nothing is going to happen. So Control Z, let me put that. Control Z, and so don't put spaces outside. So this I'm arranging it. So if you say, what are you doing, sir? I am just arranging. This part is not there, so I'm just arranging them so that where is it gone? Okay, just arrangement. This is not to confuse you, so that they will align properly. So this colon will align properly. This is what I'm doing. I'm adjusting them so that this colon will align properly. This colon also will align properly. So remember, I'm putting it inside the quote, not outside. Remember, it is these spaces that I put here, they are all inside the quote, not outside the quote. If you put outside the quote, nothing is going to happen. Okay, hope I get to that thing. Now should you put the space here, it's not going to make any difference. Okay, this space will make a difference. Now all of them are aligned. I think I will put a few, and let's say up to here. Let's see. Let me give it a try and let's see whether I'm able to get it. Okay, so this is all you are supposed to do it. That's all. I will remove some extra spaces there, and I will copy this from declare. I'm going to just copy it. I'm going to bring it here and delete it. Control V, and this is how it's going to appear. And just run it, see whether I get an error. Okay, got a error here for the, what is this, DBMS output. Where is this? Okay, equal sign. What is that I'm getting here? Okay, equal sign I'm getting. Where did I put the equal sign? Okay, I think while making the adjustment, I put the thing here. Let's see. Did I put it outside? Okay, so let's see. This colon is there. Okay, this is one. This is the other. This is all proper. This is all proper. Let's see whether, let me just see what is the line number 13. I can't get this line number now. Okay, so this what is it saying is DBMS output when expecting colon was substituted for DBMS output line. Declare. Okay, declare, somewhere declare story, there is a problem with the declaration. So let's look at the declaration story here. Declare number HRA. Let's look at this number, HRA, tax, gross. Okay, everything is proper. And cursor EMP is select employee number, name, basic from employee. That is also done. Begin, and this is also done. Where is it is saying that colon has come. Where is the colon has come? Okay. Okay, see, if you get this error, see what I'm going to do here is, see, the trick is whenever you get this kind of error, now you really don't know which DBMS is creating a problem. So I'm going to just pull this one, okay, cut this one. I'll keep only that line here. Okay, this is how you go it. You just run it and see whether you get it. Now the problem here is you're not getting it. Okay, that means there is a problem with before this DBMS line. What is the problem? You just go back to this line and verify. I'm going to go to this line and verify. What I have not done is I have not put the semicolon here. Okay, so this is how you do it. If you get an error, cut one line at a time, just run it. So delete up to this line. Don't delete from your notepad, delete it from here. Just run one line at a time and see whether you get up to that point, you get it. Then you know that where it is breaking. Okay, so this is the trick, that's all. And I've already told you, whether I do it or you do it, you will end up in trouble. So if you're not getting it, just delete this line, run it, whether you get it. If you get it, then well and good. Then put the next line, run it and see whether you get it. Somewhere you will find that it is not working. Then go back to the previous line and fix it. So let me run it now. Hope everything is proper, and let me show it. Okay, so you get this one in a neat manner. Employee number Raj, and let's see if the basic is 10,000. Okay, what is HR? Let's look at the, I'm going to just go with the one. If basic is 10,000, less than 20,000, 35,000, this 3,500 and 8,000 must be the basic. For 10,000, 800, not 8,000. So for 10,000, 35% is 3,500. For 10,000, 8% is 800. That's done. Okay, if you add all of them, I'm not going to say that if you add all of them, you are going to get it 14,300. So for 14,300, okay, the 12% of it, I suppose, what is it? If it is 12% of 14,500 is that value. Okay, if you get where is the output? Okay, remember it is less than 2,000. So if you get less than 2,000, that value itself is retained. If it is more than 2,000, it is cut off at 2,000. And for this professional tax, I'm going to just start my calculator. So let's see whether I get Cal-C there. Cal-C. Okay, I get this calculator. I start my calculator and I'm going to do the calculation. Before I do the calculation, let's look at the other part. This is either 100 rupees, or if it is less than 25,000, or 200 rupees. If you look at this value over here, gross is less than 25,000, so the tax is 100 rupees. Now only problem is what is the 12% of this. I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to multiply it into 0.12 12%. So this must be 1716. You see this 1716, that's the value. So that means if one is working, I assume that the next one is also working. So this is the output that you are supposed to get it, and you are getting it. Thank you for your interest. Before I go, some of you have asked, can I edit this in the workshop itself? Can I edit my procedure here itself? Remember, you can write the script here. Suppose if you want to see the procedure, you go to this workshop here, you click on this workshop. You are in the command now, click on this workshop, and you have this objects here. Click on this objects and then search for the procedure. You just created the procedure. You click on this procedure, you will see the procedure. I created a procedure called as salary. Click on this salary, you will see the salary here. You can edit it here itself. So suppose I am going to make one silly mistake here. I'm going to remove the semicolon from here. So you definitely, this is not going to compile. If I save and compile, I get the same error message. Okay, line number 6, it's going to say line number 6, what is the problem? It's straight away, it's going to take you there and it's going to show you what is the problem. It is going to say I am expecting something and so on. So you are going to get that thing. So you can always edit from this place also. So this is a Oracle allows you to do it, and when you save it, it's going to compile it, and only if it is successful, it's going to show the thing. Also, you can see the error if there is any error, and if it is dependent, if this is dependent on something else, you can see that. You can see the procedure in the way. If you have written a function, you can see the function like a check item or anything, and if you have written a package, also you can see the package. Okay, so you can see all of them. You can see actually the package, the declaration of the package, and if you have two methods here, you can also see the body of the package. You can edit it. So it is not that the Oracle is not providing you a platform where you can't edit it. You can always do it. Okay, there's nothing wrong in it, but during the examination. Don't try to, if you do it during the class, well and good. During the examination, don't try to do it there. During the examination, whichever technique that you have followed, like the one that I am following is I am writing it in the notepad and then doing it. Use the same technique. Okay, thank you. We will meet again in the next class.